In the video today, I will be showing you how to do a loft conversion. First of all, we will go to the library, like so, and we will check through the price books. This will enable us to ensure that all prices are as we need. First of all, I will go to the material price book. I click on Open, and a couple of seconds later, the material price book will open. And there we go. In the price book, the material price book that is, in the material price book, we can update any of the material prices as we see fit. Of course, the same applies to the labour price book, the plant price book, subcontract, and any sundry items that you may need. Because of course, doing any estimate needs accurate prices. Something to bear in mind is that the software comes with tens of thousands of materials built in, and of course you can add in your own materials as you require. And of course you can add in your own labour, plant, subcontract and sundry items too. So if we go back to the main dashboard, like so, by clicking on Dashboard, we can begin the estimate. And as I say, it is for a loft conversion today. So I'm going to create a new job, like so. I will quote from the job template. And in a couple of seconds, it will bring up the wizard in which we can choose the job that we're doing today. Today we are doing a loft conversion, so I'll click on loft conversion like so. And I can give a job a name. I'm going to call it Mr. Smith. And as you may notice, the software suggests different spellings and corrected spellings for any words that you type. The job description is a loft conversion, and it's obviously the relevant job reference. I'm going to use the master price book that the software has built in, and I will start the job early 2026. And there we go. I will allow the software to do an automatically calculated build program, and obviously in terms of specification, a loft conversion is a renovation of sorts, so I'll select the renovation spec. I'm going to leave the mini specs as they are. They simply allow me to select items that are particularly important to the job. I'll leave them as they are. I can also adjust the profit markups and adjust the rates of inflation on all of the materials, labour, plant, subcontract, sundry items of course, and the length of time in terms of delay before those the inflation rate kicks in. So if I hit create job, software will then bring all the estimating calculators together for me to perform a loft conversion. Now it'll take a few seconds for it to do this as it's bringing all the calculators together for me. So it's having a quick think. And here we go. And now we select the type of loft conversion that we're looking to do. I'm going to go with the cut roof loft conversion, but of course it could be any type of loft conversion as you see fit. Hit select. And now we confirm the type of setup that we need for the site. So obviously scaffolding, we're going to do some roof demolition to remove the existing roof if required. Obviously it's a cut roof attic conversion, so that's what we need in there. And if we need any internal walls, obviously we need that selected there as well. It does give you the option to include anything else that you may consider for the loft conversion, but I'm happy with what it's got selected there. So I hit select, and now we can begin the loft conversion. Now that we're in the main quote template, I can begin the estimating process. To do this, I will scroll down and go to the relevant estimating calculators. Incidentally, I'm going to allow for plastering and decoration to take place, and also I'm going to leave it unticked here with decorate faces and soffits, simply as the default spec allows for plastic. So we're not going to paint plastic, of course. So scroll down, and I'm going to go to the attics and dormers option, and of course we are doing a cut roof. So for the cut roof attic interior conversion, I'll click on this little plus here and confirm the size of the job. So I'm going to go for a small attic conversion here. I hit select, and up pops the dimension wizard. I'll click on tech tips and tech labels, and as you may imagine, tech tips gives you tips in terms of the various boxes when we click through, what the box actually means, what you need to do, and labels, as you may imagine, adds labels to the diagrams. So we can confirm the length of the attic floor, so whatever it may be, so I'm keying 4 here, and of course perhaps the width, and that perhaps could be 6.5. Of course this is simply an example. We can confirm the details in terms of the openings in the attic floor, and details in terms of the attic side voids and the ceiling details. And as I say, all we do is click through the various boxes and confirm the information that the software is asking for. So we confirm the joist overlap there, and the span of the coloured ceiling there, and the length of the obviously of the ceiling there as well, and the total length of the side voids. Now bear in mind, obviously there are 2 sides, so that's 7 times 2, hence the 14. So we simply confirm all the details as we require. We hit next, and we confirm the attic sloping ceiling details. So obviously the sloping ceilings on the side of the roof there. Again, because it's a 7 meter long room, obviously we have 2 sides, that gives us 14. And we have the span of the sloping ceiling there as well. And of course the centre of the noggins for the sloping ceiling as well. We confirm the upstand details in terms of how they're created. Simply clicking through the boxes, confirming the information as we go along. Again, for the supporting upstands, it's obviously 7 times 2, giving us the 14 there. And we confirm all the finer details on how the upstands are created, how they're made. And then finally, we confirm the plastering and the installation finishes. So once again, we go through the relevant boxes. Is the attic plastered? Is it decorated? Is it insulated? And obviously, is the skirting going to be primed and decorated? And with this, it is simple yes and no answers. I hit finish, and now we have created the attic conversion there. Bear in mind there are extra items that we need to complete before the loft conversion is entirely completed, but that is the main area of the job done. Now at this point we need to add some stairs to get to the actual loft conversion. So I'll scroll down a little here until we get to the stairs. Now here we have our staircase. So I'll click on the plus again, open up the workbook and select the number of risers on the staircase. So we select the relevant number of risers. I'm going for 13 here, and hit select, and up pops the dimension wizard once again. Now we confirm the number of risers, the number of stairs, and steps for each section of the riser, of the staircase that is. So we're going to go with 5, 4, 1, and the total number being 13. We allow a sundry allowance of £20. Of course, we can increase that as we see fit. We confirm the tread depth, and of course, as with all of the other estimating calculators, you have the tech tips and the tech labels there. So we confirm the depth to the stair from the floor below the loft to the loft. We confirm the height, and of course the number of hours we're going to allow to fit the staircase. We confirm all the details in terms of the handrails, and of course the newel and spindle details there. And of course we confirm the plastering to the staircase. Again, it's simple yes and no answers. We confirm that the percentage of the underside of the staircase to be painted, which most of the time I would imagine would be 100%, but there obviously may be reasons why not. And if there's any additional areas of plastering that are required, and the number of hours to plaster the staircase in terms of hours. And finally, we get to the decoration spec, and here we confirm, obviously, is the plaster to be painted, the number of hours we're going to allow for that, and of course the decoration to the staircase and handrails and so on. Once we're happy there, we hit finish, and once again the costing of the work has been added into the job there. Of course, when doing a loft conversion, you may need to demolish part or all of the roof, so we can do that here. I hit the plus item again, and we confirm in terms of what we're looking to do. Here we have a pitch roof, we hit select, and now we can confirm the finer details on the roof itself. So we confirm the pitch of the roof length, if there's any irregular areas of the roof, if the roof structure is to be removed, and the total, well, sorry, I should say, and the roof tile to be removed as well. Software will know the total area because obviously it knows the length of the roof and the width of the roof. So we confirm obviously the width of the roof in meters, and we confirm obviously the ceiling width there as well. We confirm the approximate flat ceiling thickness, and obviously the flat ceiling length, and if there's any other areas of a regular flat ceiling that need to be removed. Of course, if there's any details of the glazed roof to be removed, if you have any glazing there, if there's any flat roof area to be removed, and the plant that is required. Once we're happy, we hit finish, and once again that obviously cost has been added into the job at hand. Now of course I could keep on going through the estimating calculators, but as you can see, for a loft conversion the process is very simple and straightforward due to the fact that the software has all the estimating calculators laid out for you, so anything you're looking to do with the loft conversion can be made, can be done, and can be priced using the software. So next we need to confirm the details on the client. So I go to client details, we confirm the client's name. As I said earlier, it's Mr. Smith, so Mr. Smith, there we go. And the software remembers previous details entered in, so I'll select Mr. Smith's details. I'll confirm obviously the address details there as well. Hit close, and that is now added in to the job, so when we give the customer a quote at the end, his details will be found on the quote. So what I will do now is create a build program. So I go across to build program. The software warns me that there are estimating calculators that I haven't used yet. For the purpose of the demo, I will click no, but it is warning you there are certain areas that you have missed out. I will hit no, and up will pop the build program wizard. This allows me to adjust any of the labourers that are being used. However, if you've set them up in the specification, you can actually click this don't show me box, tick box that is, and that will stop this screen popping up because you're happy that you've set it up in the price book, in the specifications. So I hit next, next, and finish. And the software has now created the Gantt chart, the build program for the estimate at hand. Now this will then tell the software in the reporting side of the software, in the smart scheduler side of the software, if I click across, when the materials, labour, plant and so on are needed. Now if I go to the material order report, it will tell me what materials are ordered and when they need to be ordered by. I'm just waiting for that to appear. Here we go. Now in the material order report, as I say, it will tell you what is the order date, when it's required, what the item is, the product code, and the order quantity needed for the job. Now it does the same for labour, plant, and subcontract and sundry items there as well. I won't click through them all, but the principle remains the same, of course. I go to quote and outputs, like so, and this is where the software will generate the quote. As you can see, there's lots of different documents that are available, but the main one that we're going to use now is quote for main estimate. So I click on open for quote for main estimate, like so, and up will pop the quote for main estimate wizard. And here we have it. The software has now generated the quote. I'm going to go order it by build phase. Of course, you could do by estimator calculator order or location, and of course you can do a labour only job. I click on OK, and now the software has created the Loft conversion estimate. So this is the full quotation for the job at hand. It's created a 17-page quote from the information that we've added in, and all this information that you see here can be adjusted on the right hand side. We can actually adjust this letter here that is included. We can adjust any of the images that are used simply by telling the software to select icon. We can alter any of the headings. We can obviously alter in terms of details what materials and labour and so on are shown on the quote. So we really can get the software to detail information as we require for the quote as we need. As I say, it has generated this 17-page quote in a matter of moments. And as I say, any of the information here can be adjusted. We have the main settings option here, so we can adjust any of the details that are actually shown on the quotes, obviously the contents, any of the headings, any of the logos, even the VAT we can adjust. Anything in terms of how this quote appears can be adjusted, can be altered. As I say, it has generated this quote automatically for us based on the information that we've entered for the Loft conversion here. So it's done absolutely everything that we need, including all the summaries for the materials, the labour, the plant, the subcontract and sundry items. And of course we have the acceptance of the estimate here itself. There's one for your customer, one for yourself there as well. And of course you can include terms and conditions. I've pre-included them there simply so you can see them obviously on the job quote here, to give you an idea of how the software can incorporate your terms and conditions that you may have. And essentially that is how the software generates a Loft conversion quote. And as you can see, it only took a matter of minutes to do. In fact, it's only taken 15 to 20 minutes, and that has been me obviously describing what I'm doing and why it is being done. Thank you for watching.